and post it again on Facebook for some reason. Okay, great. All right, remote control access, Adam and Lily, go. Can you move my my mouse around? Adam and Lily? It doesn't work? You move your mouse around and it will move my mouse on the screen. You can't move your mouse? Oh, that's strange. Huh. Maybe it has to do with the version of your Zoom, maybe? Yeah, maybe. That's unfortunate. Okay. Okay, so how about I'm going to give remote control access. Hi, Diego, help me out here. So, how many connections are there? So we're going to click on the start button. And then we're going to connect. So what's flipping? What object is flipping? It's the ghost object. So you have to connect those two together because the ghost is flipping. Go from the ghost. Start from the ghost. The purple circle on the ghost side. Yeah, drag that and then connect it to... Yep. So the ghost is moving. The ghost is flipping. Okay. We're missing a couple connections still. Okay, so we have all of our function blocks connected and we need our ghost to be connected still. Right now we're moving the ghost to the right, we're flipping the ghost, but then we're moving something. We don't have anything. The second move function has, yep, it has nothing connected to it. So what's moving? The ghost is moving. And then the ghost flips. Great, so give me back the mouse. Let's test it out. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry about that. There we go. Press the wrong button and great. So let me get out a full screen and let's preview it. Press start. So the animation loops 2 times. So let's take a look at our blocks again. We have a move block and we have 200 pixels. So that means it's moving 200 pixels and it's moving to the right. Now notice that we have here negative 200 pixels. Negative means that it's going to move to the left. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Okay, great. So now let's take a look at the second one. So if you want to see the answer on here, you can just click answer and then you'll be able to see that we did exactly the same thing. So let's go back. And let's go to the next coding challenge. Okay, so let's write down the instructions for this story. Okay, I'm gonna press, or write down the instructions for this animation. I'm gonna press start. What happens? So how many times does this animation loop? Do we have an idea? So someone says 4. And so why is it 4? Because it goes in a cube shape. So we have to know that when we're looping an animation, it must be exactly the same. So let's take a look again. It goes to the left, down, bottom, up. Or no, right, down, bottom. So it goes first to the right, then it goes down to the left and up. To the right, down, to the left, up. So it doesn't do it 4 times. It actually does the animation 2 times. So let's actually try to figure out how we can code this. Okay, so since we can't give you remote control access, how about Adam and Lily, you can unmute yourself and let me know what to connect. How does that sound? You want to try that? Okay, so what am I connecting? Button 0 to on click. Yep. So this image to move. On click to move. Yep. Okay. I have to do that to the other 2. Okay, because I'm moving the same object. So I'm moving the same object. Okay, so any other connections I need? I need to connect the move to all of them like this. Okay, yes, because we're sequencing the functions together. So one move after the other move. So I have a bit of a challenge for you now. And you notice that it says 0, 0 for the X and the Y. So that's not correct, because if it's 0, 0, it's not moving anywhere. It's staying in the same place. So what should I put for the first move? So X can be -4. -4 is a bit small. Let's try a bigger number. What's a bigger number? So the page is about 720 pixels. So if you do -4, it's a bit small. It's not moving that much. -14. Okay. So let's just try -14 and see what happens. Okay, so let's preview. So this is -14. -40. So we're going to try -40. Yeah, so if it's -40, it goes backwards. So we want it to go to the right side. So it's 40. Okay. And then if we want it to go down, let's try a number. What number do we try? So let's wait. You want me to preview? I'm going to preview. So it's going to go to the side first. Okay. Okay, so the first one, do we want to change it? Here? Or here? So X or Y? so let's try minus 40. See what happens. Ah, it's actually going up. So let's try 40 instead. And then what do we do for the third one? Minus 40 because we're going backwards. And let's just try the last one. What do we do here? Also minus 40. Oh, it's a bit hard. Well, we're starting with loops for you, so yes, it's gonna be a bit more challenging. So let's Oh, yeah. So Scratch is very different. Scratch uses what's called Blockly, and Elementary uses what's called a node-based visual coding environment, which is used actually in some game development software like Unreal Engine and Unity and some animation software as well. So yeah, it is pretty cool. So it's also used in some for animation software. There's Houdini, I believe, and it's the software that does special effects for things like Frozen and all of the superhero movies that you see. So it's pretty cool. So let's take now a look at coding challenge number 3. So this one is going to be much more difficult. Let's take a look. We're going to start coding, and we already did this, so we can move on. Coding challenge number 3. It uses the same candy corn. Okay, so what do you think about this one? It's kind of similar to coding challenge number 2, but it's a little bit different. What do you think it is? What's different about this one? Let me press start again. I'm going to press start. So it spins. Okay, so it's spinning at the same time that it's rotating. So let's take a look at coding challenge number 3. So now all of a sudden we're going to have a lot of blocks. And if you're familiar with Scratch, it's a little bit different, because with Scratch you would need to have 2 on-click blocks and then connect them. But in our case, we only need 1 on-click block. So I'm going to just go ahead and connect the move, just like how we did for coding challenge number 2, where it just moves in a square. Okay. And I'm going to do the exact same. So instead of 40, let's put a different number. It was, let's try 100 instead. So 100, 100, negative 100, and negative 100. Yeah, this is a lot of blocks because we're doing some pretty interesting animation. So if I just do this and I press preview, it should be pretty similar to what we just did, right? It looks pretty much the same. We can increase the number to, let's say, 200 to make the square a little bit bigger so it moves more. Let's do that so it's easier to see. Okay, so I'm going to press preview, and the box that it moves in is now a bit bigger. So let's take a look and let's think. How do we make it so it moves at the same time? So if we connect function blocks one after another, then it's in sequence. It's one after another. So this move comes first, then we're going to just follow the triangles or the arrows, then this one happens. But what if we want to do it at the same time? How do you think we can do that? Any ideas? You can unmute yourself if you have an idea. Like I move it here? Or what do I do? Can you be more specific? Like in the same row like this? Like this? So in the same column? Okay, just like how they were before? Okay, so they need to be, yep. And how do I actually connect them together though? So right now it's just, the blocks are here, they're just hanging out, they're not doing anything. How do I connect them? Okay, so where do I connect this triangle? The one I'm holding, I connected. I connected to on click. Okay, and then what about this one? Where do I connect this one to? Or where do I connect this one to? This is the start. Where do I connect it to this? Okay. So I do it like this. Okay. So let's try that. And then I need to have an object. Yeah, I need my image. So I'm just going to connect those together like so. And if you wanted to, you could use the same image block here, but it becomes a bit messy. So I'm having 2 image blocks instead. But you can use the same one if you want. Yeah, it looks much neater. Otherwise, you're going to have, this is what's going to happen, is you're going to have this happen. Exactly. So yes, that's a really good analogy. It's like when you're building something with wires, you don't want your wires to go out of control. So let's see. How many degrees does it rotate? How many degrees is one circle? 90 degrees is not one circle, unfortunately, but we can try 90 and see what happens. So let's just do the first one, and let's have it rotate 90 degrees. So 90 degrees moves it so that the candy corn is facing, or the top is now on the right hand side. So it's a right angle. So okay, so what do I put here? 90? Then I put 90? Okay, so we're gonna try 90, 90, 90. So we have a full circle afterwards and see what happens. Let's preview. Okay, so it goes in one full circle. Let's go back and let's see what happens in the original. So this is the original. Let's take a look. So it's a little bit off. We're missing something. What are we missing? Are we rotating enough? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so if we take a look at the original animation, we actually go in one full circle when we move in one direction. So let's just take a look at the top of the candy corn. I'm going to press start. The top is here. The top top, top, top. So it goes in one full circle. Let's put 360. So a circle is 360 degrees. And yes, this will be on YouTube, so don't worry. Assuming that all of my video is happy and likes me. So this is crazy. There's a lot of blocks on this page. And how many times does it loop? Anyone have an idea? So let's preview. This is one loop. So this is one loop. What we did is just one loop. So in one loop, when I press start, this is one loop. Okay, so how many times does this one loop? Okay, are you ready? I'm going to press start. Start. So this is one loop. And this is the second loop. Okay, so it needs to loop twice. Exactly. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on twice. And I'm going to preview. So start. Okay, it finished the first time. And now here's the second time. Perfect. So that's how we loop. So on all of the event blocks, we have a whole bunch of events. Each of the event blocks has a loop. So you can loop on page start, you can loop on click, you can loop on drag over, all these different events. And events tell the computer when it's going to run code or a program. And code in a program is just a fancy way of saying instructions for the computer. So that's it. We finished the 3 coding challenges. So here we have, we have our answer here, which is what we just did. We go back and go next. So that's it for loops, and now let's actually go ahead and create our own story. So in this case, I'm going to go back to here and exit out of here, and I'm going to click on write a new story. And I'm actually on my elementary account, so I don't want to be on that. I'm going to log in with my account so I can publish this later. Okay. Hello, how are you doing? We are going to create our own story now. So I'm going to just click on write and click on start a new story. So we didn't go over any of this yet, but you can add backgrounds to your page. So let's look for something, maybe something scary. Does scary come up with anything? This is a little bit too scary. How about something like this? This is kind of cute. And yeah, give me some objects to put on this page. I see like witch. Diego, you're messaging privately, but that's fine. I have a witch. You want this one? You want this ghost thingy? Okay, so we're going to just add different objects onto our page, and then we're going to animate them. So let's have a ghost. We want a witch. How come we have 2 of the same? This one's kind of cute. Let's have this witch. And we'll start with that. Let's start with that. So one thing I want to try is with loops, we can actually, let's make her face the other direction. We can actually make objects fly across the page, set a position, and then fly across the page again. So So let's think of that again. So first we're going to make the witch move across the page. And then we're going to set the position of the witch back here and move across the page. Does that make sense? Let's see if we could do that. I want to try that out. Okay, so first we need to grab our witch. So we need to grab our witch because we're going to make her fly. And do we want to make her fly on page start, or when we click on her? How do we want this to happen? So we want to make her fly on click. So let's actually have her, yeah, sure, let's do on click. So you'll notice we have two events, on click and on click once. On click basically means every time I click on the witch, then I want something to happen. And if you do click, then on click once, then it'll be only the first time it will trigger the animation. So we have two functions, move and move to point. Both of these move. Move to point moves to a specific point on the page. In our case, we can do move to point. That works. So let's first make the witch move. And let's make her move. What's the number? 1116, 107, something like that. 1116, 107. Well, we can actually make it further. So let's do like 1280. Okay, so, and we need to specify a duration. So right now she's zipping across the page in 1 second. That's a bit fast. You can make her fly fast though. There's no problem with that. But it's a bit fast, as you can see. So let's make it a little bit longer. Maybe like she flies in 3 seconds. So let's preview. So she flies off the page. Okay, so that's good. Now we have a function here called set position. So we're going to try this out. And we're going to say we're going to move her. And then after she's done moving, we're going to set the position. And we're just going to test it out with 0, 0 and see what happens. So, oh, she goes to 0, 0. Do you see that? So this probably is not the place we want the witch to be set. Let's actually try setting her something like negative 140. What do you think? Something like negative 140. Negative 140, and let's do similar 107. It looks like the ghost is afraid of her. Well, I'd be afraid of her. Look at that. Look at that nose. It's ginormous. And that teeth. Okay, so now she's here. If I click on her again, then she moves. Okay, so what we want is we want to loop this. So how many times do we want her to kind of fly across the page? Twice? Let's try twice. So let's preview. When I click on her, how does that look? Do we want to make it slower? No, we want her to zoom zoom. Okay, so we have a witch that zooms across the page 2 times, loops 2 times, but you can make her fly across the page forever if you wanted to. And we now have this funny looking ghost. Now we can have this funny looking ghost say something. You want him to say something? Don't hurt me. Boo? Wait, boo is like, I'm trying to scare you. Is the ghost scared or is he trying to scare? Boo-hoo? I'm scared, but I'm still trying to scare you. Alright, let's see if we can find some other images on this page. A zombie? You want this one? Let's see if we can find another zombie. Do we have more zombies? A vampire? Let's see. Vampire. Okay, I think I typed too fast maybe. Vampire. Alright, we have a couple. Which one do you want? You want this one? Or you want this one? You want the cute one? Okay, we're gonna add the cute one. Ah! It's so cute. Okay. We're just gonna make him like, I don't know, just chill somewhere, I guess. On the moon? Okay, that's a good idea. Let's try putting him... You want him upside down on the moon. Like this. I can do that. Hanging with the moon. Okay. So, we have a bat that is upside down, and we still need to figure out what to have this ghost say. So, what is he saying? Huh? Boo? He's saying boo? Boo. Okay. So we have a boo. Let's get another font because we can. Do we have something scary? Oh, here we go. You want something like that? Looks pretty good. Okay. Okay. So we have just one animation on this page. What about I will suck your soul, I will suck your blood like a vampire? Okay. So it's okay, we can add a vampire also. Do we want a vampire? Which one? This one? Okay, so we're gonna have this vampire just chilling on the side. I don't know, he's just gonna be here. Okay, so let's go here, and do we want any animations on page start, or do we want to just click on everything? We want to click on everything? Alright, so at the very least, let's add actually a background music so we can do that on page start. So I'm going to share my sound with you. And people in the recording will not... Yes? A scary violin. Let's see if we can find anything. Spookville. What does Spookville have? Do you hear anything? I don't hear anything. Let's see. Maybe you have to refresh the page. Doesn't like me sometimes. No, I don't hear anything. I think it's because my computer doesn't like me sometimes. It's fine. Alright, let's go back and find music. Horror suspense. Okay. You hear it? I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. How come I don't hear it and you can hear it? You actually hear something? Okay, if I play this, you can hear this? How come I don't hear anything? Okay. You're gonna have to tell me because I don't hear anything on my side, which is very strange. Okay, which one do you like? You have to let me know. You want this one? Okay, let's go with Monsters in Hotel. And we're gonna do that on page start. So we're gonna have some nice music that plays. Okay. So Some nice music that plays. Monster in Hotel. I'm going to preview it. Okay. Okay, so she flies twice. And what do we want our ghost to do? You want him to go front and back, front and back? Okay. So... and then disappear? Okay, so... alright, let's see if we can actually do that. Okay, so we have this ghost, but the Boo then will be... does it follow him? You have to code it to follow him? Okay, so let's try it. Let's first try to make him move. Do you want to make him move, or you just want him to move front and back, front and back? Okay, so let's just flip him. Okay, let's do that. On, click. So, let's loop him like 2 times, 3 times, something like that. So, why is he only moving once? On click, loop 3 times. Maybe the click is kind of funny. What happens if I do it on page start? Let's see, does this one like it better? Can I make the word move? Oh, I think maybe he flipped too fast, so I can't tell. Yeah. Yeah, he flips fairly fast. I think we have to make him move. Okay, so let's actually make him move, because I think if we just flip him, it's a bit too fast, the animation. So we have to make him move a little bit. Alright, so you want... Can I make the door move? Unfortunately, no, it's a background image, so I can't make the door move. So I can make him move. He goes here, and then he disappears. Okay, so let's try that. So this is the door, right? The purple one? Should we make him smaller? Okay, so we want the words to move with him. Okay. Okay, so we want him to get smaller also and move? Okay. Okay, so hold on. Too many voices. Let me first figure out what we're doing. So we're first... Okay. So I think the first thing we do is we fade in the text, okay? We're going to make him say boo. That's the first thing we're going to do. And in this case, we're not going to be looping anything. We're just going to be doing a sequence. So we're going to fade him in. Fade in boo. After we fade in boo, we're going to move the ghost to the point, what is it? 440, 404? 440, 404. So 440, 404. Okay? Do we agree with this so far? We're going to first fade in boo. And then we're going to move him. And we want to make him smaller, right? Okay. And then after we make him move and get smaller, we want to fade him out to make him disappear. Is that correct? Okay. So, we want to do 2 things at the same time. So how do we connect it? Where do I connect this? Fade to move. And what about, and scale to move like this? This one? This one or this one? This one? The fade? Connected to the fade? Okay. And what are we moving and what are we scaling? We're scaling both Boo and the ghost. Okay, so let's try that. Boo and the ghost. So it's a bit hard to see. And we need to make him smaller, so he needs to be less than 1. So 1 is the same size, greater than 1 makes him bigger, and if we want to shrink him, we need to make it less than 1. So what's a good number? Less than 1. That's bigger than 1. What's a number that's less than 1? Okay, so if we put 0, it needs to be between 0 and 1. Otherwise, 0 will make him disappear. He won't exist. 0 point what? 10? Okay, he's gonna be really small. Let's try it. Okay, so I'm gonna preview. So he's, click on him. Yeah, he just disappeared. I don't think 0.1 is very good. Let's try 0.9. 0.9. 3 will make him be 3 times bigger. So let's try that. Okay, so why is he being funny? Let's see. Is it me? Did I do something wrong? Yeah, let's see why he's going down. Is it because of my move? Ah, it's because I'm really bad at coding. That's why. Do you know what my problem is actually? It's all connected, but I'm using the wrong block. I'm using move, but I'm supposed to be using move to point. So I'm like, why is it not working? Oh no, I'm just bad at coding. That's why. I'm using the wrong block. So yes, if you use this one, it's going off the page, which is normal because it's the wrong block. We want to use move to point because we're going to a specific point on the page, which is 440 by 404. So the X. Okay, so let's get rid of that and let's try again. Yeah, common mistake. Even happens to the best of us. Okay. Okay, Boo. Oh. The word is going on him. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, because it's going to the point. That's why. So actually, it might be better to use a move to relative. The regular, the block. But instead of using 440, we guess the number. So yeah, so let's actually get this block back, but instead of using 440 by 404, let's try doing, so if we want to move it to the right, give me a number for X. What's a good number? We'll test it out. How much? 80? All right, let's try 480. I think that's a bit much, but we'll try it out. So that's a little bit better, right? But 480 is a bit too far. So what's the number that we want? Yeah, let's try something like 350 maybe. And we can actually scale him to, like, I don't know, let's try 0.5. Make him half as big. Oh, it's pretty good, except this is scaled a little bit weird. I don't think we could do anything about that, so let's just get rid of the Boo. And we'll just fade it out instead. So we'll just, instead, hide it. We can just hide it. Where's hide? Do you see hide? Oh, hide is here. So we'll just hide it. Like that. So boo. Oh, it's pretty good. And then we just want him to disappear, right? Okay, so we want him to disappear, and to make him disappear, we want to use fade. So fade has fade in by default, but you can select fade out. And you can also select a direction. So we can say like to the right. And let's say after he's done moving, then I want to fade out my ghost. My ghost. Like so. So I'm gonna click boo. And then he disappears. You like that? It looks like he went in the door. Okay, I think we have enough time for maybe one last one. Maybe, do you want to do this vampire or the little bat? Oh, you want... Okay. Okay, we want to transform the vampire, or vampire into the bat, or the bat into the vampire. Okay, I have two different answers. Which one? Vampire into the bat. So maybe we want him to fly like this. Okay, so okay. Okay, so let's put down our instructions. I need my bat, my vampire. So I want my vampire to maybe move to a specific point. Then I want him to disappear, right? Okay, so let's do one step at a time. So I want my vampire, when I click on him, to move to, what's the number here? 799 by 227. 7, what was it? 99. Do we want to, okay, so you want a special effect or something? I don't think we have a purple thing exploding. Let's first do a simple thing. Okay, so let's first move him. Then we want to make our vampire disappear and have the bat appear. Is that correct? Oh, that's zoom in. I don't want to zoom in. I wanted to copy and paste. The bat is cuter than the vampire. Yeah, he's pretty cute. So I want to fade out. Then I want to fade in the bat. Okay, so let's just try this and see what happens. So when I click on the vampire, he's gonna move, he's gonna fade out, the bat appears. Okay, so let's take a look at our code again. So on click, we're gonna move our vampire to a point. We're gonna fade out our vampire. Then we're gonna fade in the bat, the baby bat. And then do we want, yes? So we want to do it at the same time. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. So we want to do it at the same time. So we want to fade out and fade in at the same time. So there's no empty space. Okay. So then after that, do we want anything else to happen, or the bat's just gonna chill on the moon? He flies away off the page. Okay, so first, in what direction? Okay, so In what direction does a bat fly? Does he fly like this? Just chilling upside down? So we have to rotate the bat, right? So make him fly at an angle like this. Do we want to... Okay, so let's try that. In the top right corner, you want to make him fly off the page here. What's the number? 1084 by 7. Okay, let's try that. 1084 by 7. Oh, you want to do an explosion like that? I don't think we have explosions quite yet. Okay, so we need move to point. I already forgot what the point was. Well, what was it? 1079? 10. Yes, 1087 by negative 23. 1087. 1087 by negative 23. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so let's preview and see what it looks like. So we have him flying on the page, disappearing, and off he goes. Yeah, he flew upside down. So what do we need to do to make him not fly upside down? We want to set him back to normal. So we want to rotate him. Oh, we want to... Okay, so do we want to flip him or do we want to rotate him? Rotate? Okay, so let's try rotating. And let's just put a number in. What's a good degree that we want to put in? Yes, what's your question? You can click on the publish button, which is what I'm going to do. We're actually almost out of time. We're going to just finish this. I'll click publish, and then you'll have the story online so you can read it, and you can also remix it just like in Scratch, and you can check it out and do your own thing to it. We haven't given the story a name yet. I'll give it a name when we click publish. Okay, Spooky Night is what we're going to call it. Hold on, let me just finish this up. So he rotates kind of funny, not gonna lie. He's kind of funny. Let's try negative. Let's try like negative, I don't know, 120. Let's try that. So I'm gonna click on the vampire again. Do we want to rotate him first before making him fly? Connect. Yeah, let's rotate him first. He looks kind of funny. Yeah, you have to turn and then walk. Good advice. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, kiddos, we're out of time. I'm clicking publish. We're calling this what? Spooky Night. What day is today? Okay, I'm gonna click on publish, and it's now published. So now I'm gonna put it here in the chat for everyone, and you guys can all see it. So, and then you can play it. And then if you want, you can remix it and it makes a copy for you to do whatever you want to it. So, okay, so do we have any questions?